Hey everybody, it's Alexander, A. Manzoni, and we're gonna do some American Carnage. And let's take it a little bit easy here. Alright. Chapter 42, today's news, according to the Eagleman News Network. Real, fake news. ENN Central Broadcasting, New York, RSA. Hello, America! This is Chip Wiseman, filling in for Cyborg Charlie Rose, who is down for a little tune-up, but he'll be back next week with a new coat of paint, so don't worry. In today's news, a bomb went off at the Mike Pence Memorial Bus Terminal in Camden, New Jersey, after which a convoy allegedly commanded by the notorious 85666ers initiated an assault downtown. Luckily, no one was hurt or killed. It is believed to have been orchestrated by a local gangster and drug kingpin, Deshaun Gibbs. More at 11. This is the news for you, the people's people. On the Eagleman News Network. Real news for real people. Not the fake kind. No, really. This is ENN. Of course, there are plenty of people hurt and killed. More outright lies from the top. Also, any moron could tell that Eagleman had copied and pasted that last little bit in himself. It was very easy to detect where his little touches were. The ones he did on his own. That is, not the ones his army of spinners and corporate yes men did. Eagleman liked to go over everyone's heads. A campaign would undergo evaluation by the board, where they would vote on the details. Once everything went through the proper channels, it would be approved, and after which Eagleman would do whatever the hell he wanted to it. And he wasn't supposed to. But a lot of things he did weren't really against the law, corporate, government, or otherwise. No, Eagleman was a norm breaker. He was the norm breaker. It allowed his activities to remain unimpeded and unfettered. His cadre of clowns in the Supreme Court differentiated officially between the norms and the laws. Eagleman had to make even more of the laws into norms. Then, after Eagleman did what he needed to, he would have them quickly switched back into law. This was one way Eagleman consolidated his power. He called it the old Eagleman switcheroony. And as a matter of fact, that was what the law became known as. A president currently in office may, at any time, without consideration from Congress, switch an already specified norm to a law, and vice versa. If only the Reaganizer had thought of, calculated such a thing. Such a beautifully irrational set of circumstances. No computer, no cybernetic construct yet made by man could fabricate such a profound lack of logic. Why is this happening? I don't know. Because I said so. That's why. That's what Eagleman told everybody, including his robots. And that was also including his robots that were presiding on the Supreme Court. I told you everything was fixed. This is a world that should not exist, but does. Much like the world in which we now seem to be living circa 2017. You gotta deal with it. Though somehow, otherwise you might go crazy. And a lot of people did. That's why there had to be new Department of Social and Health Service, DSHS, facilities, like the Dr. John Slopkin Psychiatric Detention and Rehabilitation Center in Baltimore, Maryland. If there was any hope for them party-wise, they would have to be reprogrammed. To accomplish this, there was shock treatment, chemotherapy, hydrotherapy. And when that did not work, there was always a good old-fashioned lobotomy. Since the Reaganizer originally came into office, mental health treatment in America had taken a considerable step backwards. In part because the president gave the position of Surgeon General to an evangelistic pyramid scheme operating snake handler named Dr. Atom Lancehead, who famously said during his first address as Surgeon General that the mentally ill were faking it to get attention and collect disability checks. That the problem of mental illness was due to a lack of true patriotism and was merely a symptom of a fundamentally challenged cry for help. Dr. Lancehead enacted many reforms to mental health that had been reformed either decades or centuries ago. The old ways are the good ways, said Lancehead on a famous pamphlet, which one would receive upon landing in Slopkins or any other of the myriad lesser institutions such as Bellevue, Under Overbrook, Friends, Friends, or Bowling Green. If all that didn't work to return them to American society, they would be left to languish and lament their fates in the over-medicated land of insanity for the rest of their lives. If you happened to be depressed or have any such symptoms of mental affliction, it would be best to simply stay quiet. Either that or go off to Oregon to live with the hippies. With that in mind, the UIC was always willing to take on American turncoats as long as they were able to abide by the tenets of Sharia. A lot of American trader mujahideen tabis thought they could do Sharia. They thought wrong. The Sharia police used them as examples to the true believers. Caught smoking a cigarette? Bye-bye fingers. Caught stealing? Oh, let me get a little bit of that. Oh, bye-bye hand. Caught adulterizing? Oh, well, bye-bye. Oh my. Caught watching American movies? Hope you didn't need them eyes of yours anytime soon. Many Americans could not take the pressure of being slaves to their vices. Many, in effect, lost their heads. It was a story that played out over and over. The same old song. Disenfranchised youth finds belonging in foreign terrorist organization on the internet. He leaves his country to join whatever insane cause of the moment that recruited him. The cause sucks. He can't leave. Parts start getting chopped off him until he's either a headless, quivering stump or point man for a very visible and very public suicide attack. And at the end, everyone on the media would always say, "What went wrong? How did this happen? Why would someone want to forgo our modern pleasantries, trading them in for a black headscarf and a rocket launcher? Why? Oh, why, America?" Then they would take callers and discuss internet posts chock full of everyone's comments. The left blamed the right blamed the left, and everyone else pretty much blame the parents. No, blame the rap music. You know, everyone in the fucking world, they're always complaining about that rap music.